Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krystle, just in case you were new here, and today I have a spring book haul for you guys. So I know I've been saying I didn't want to spend any money on books in 2021, but we all know how that goes. I've been kind of stressed out lately, so that kind of brings on the book buying, and also there's just been so many new releases as well that I wanted to get my hands on. So I have so many different genres here that I picked up that I've been in the mood for. I'm only buying books that I really think I'm going to love. Also, I have a few Oracle decks here that I've been working with lately that I'd like to share with you. They're not new released, but they're new to me and I'm really enjoying them, so I can't wait to share them with you as well. In no particular order, I have here The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. This I just picked up from Barnes & Noble. Such a beautiful cover. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this new fantasy series. It's blurbed by Sarah J. Maas. Can't go wrong with that. So yeah, I can't wait to get into this. It's very vague on the synopsis, but I want to say it's about like a girl who's basically trying to prove herself to her father, who is the king of, you know, all the fantasy vibes here. But it seems like it's an action-packed book, and I know Reagan from Peruse Project really loved this book and recommends it, so that's why I picked it up. The next I have The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and also The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I have been wanting to read this series for so long. I've seen the movies when I was much younger. I haven't seen them in quite some time, but I've been wanting to read this series, and I feel like it's coming back around. It seems like everybody's picking this series up again. I started The Hobbit. This is my current read, and I'm really enjoying it. I did not think I was going to enjoy it that much right off the bat. I'm only on page 10 and I really loved the Hobbit meeting Gandalf already, which is really sweet. So I can't wait to get into the series, and I feel like I'm gonna love it. As much as I procrastinated reading it for so long, I feel that because I am a seasoned fantasy reader over the years, I think I'm gonna really appreciate this series now that I have it in my possession. Then next I picked up The Song of Achilles, and this is by Madeline Miller. I really cannot wait to read this book. Everybody's talking about this book again. It just keeps coming back around for more. It's a delight from what I hear, and I cannot wait to get into this. I do really enjoy Greek mythology, and I actually started Circe, but I never finished it. I think because I was loving it and I was in the middle of like 2 other books, so I didn't finish it because I wanted to pay more attention to Circe. So I will pick up Circe again and finish that first before I start The Song of Achilles, but this is going to definitely be on one of my summer TBRs for the summer of 2021 because I need to get to this book. Then another book that I picked up, which is an oldie but a goodie, and that is Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. If you like practical magic, if you love books about magical realism, if you like The Secret Garden, this is a book for you. It's definitely very cottagecore-esque, so if you're into that kind of stuff, this might be a book for you to pick up. I really enjoy that type of magical setting, and I can't wait to read this. It is a book that I apparently read, but I don't remember reading. You know, you have those, so I'm going to go. I have an idea of what this book is about, but I just don't remember it, so I can't wait to pick it up again and actually read it in this part of my life where I'm a little bit more into the plants and magic and things like that, and witchcraft, because this is a very witchy book from what I hear, or from what I remember. I don't really know. But yeah, anything about a garden and magic and witches, I'm down. The next book that I picked up in my last Barnes & Noble haul is The Furies by Katie Lowe. I actually had an ARC, like an e-ARC of this from NetGalley when it first came out, and I read it, but there was a huge chunk of the book missing. So I read it and rated it on what I read, but I didn't get the full story and I felt very lost. So I feel like I can't rate it until I read the entire book. This is a book about these girls who kind of get messed up into like a secret society, occultism type thing in school, and there's a murder, so kind of like secret history mixed with the craft, sort of. Yeah, I just want to read this again and see if I like it. It has very, very mixed reviews on social media, so beware if this sounds like something you're gonna like, and if you like dark academia, and if you like witchcraft, like The Craft, the movie, the 90s movie, if you're nostalgic like me in that type of aspect, you might really enjoy this. But it seems like that's the only type of people that really enjoyed this book are people that are interested in the occult and witchcraft. Otherwise, it might not be the book for you. Next, I picked up this new release, and that is The Prison Healer, and this is by Lynette Noni. This author has worked very closely with Sarah J Maas over the years with her writing, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about her stories. So this is about a healer who heals prisoners in prison, and she's also a prisoner herself. Let me see what this synopsis says. I'll read it to you. 17-year-old Kiva Meriden has spent the last 10 years fighting for survival in the notorious death prison Zalendov, working as the prison healer. When the rebel queen is captured, Kiva is charged with keeping the terminally ill woman alive long enough for her to undergo the trial by ordeal. A series of elemental challenges against the torments of air, fire, water, and earth, assigned to only the most dangerous of criminals, which sounds amazing. Then a coded message from Kiva's family arrives containing a single order: "Don't let her die, we are coming," aware that the trials will kill the sickly queen. Kiva risks her own life and volunteers in her place if she succeeds. Both she and the queen will be granted their freedom. But no one has ever survived. With an incurable plague sweeping Zalendov, a mysterious new inmate fighting for Kiva's heart, and a prison rebellion brewing, Kiva can't escape the terrible feeling that her trials have only just begun. I'm sensing a little bit of a sapphic romance in this, which I really would love and am very excited about if this book has that in here, because that will make this book that much better. This book sounds so good, and I cannot wait to pick it up. Hopefully in May I will be adding this to my TBR. The next I have here, the Stacks of Strange book club pick for the month of May, and that is House of Hollow by Krystle Sutherland. If you are interested in joining us, please join us for this one, because this book sounds freaking phenomenal. Also, our live show for We Ride Upon Sticks is on Thursday, April 29th. So make sure you're joining us. I believe it's at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time. So join the discussion. We'll have a little surprise for you guys, possibly. Maybe we'll see House of Hollow by Krystle Sutherland. This is an interesting book. I don't really know exactly what it's about. It sounds very weird, which is what our book club is all about. But it does say that it's like about these girls that like go to the woods or something, and then they disappear for a couple of years, and then they come back and they're changed and their hair color is different, everything's different about them, and people are just like feel something off about them. So I don't really know. I don't want to know too much going into this because it just sounds so good and I want to figure it out on my own. But how amazing is this cover? I think this is my favorite cover I've seen all year. It's beautiful. Let's see what the inside. Oh, it's purple. I wish there was like an engraving or something on the cover though. That would make it like really nice, like how like the Gracier hardcover is. And the next book I have here is Malice by Heather Walter. This is a debut author. This is her first book published, I believe, and this is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. It's a sapphic retelling of Sleeping Beauty. I cannot wait to read this. It sounds amazing. The magic system, there's fairies, there's all the elements of fantasy that I love in here, and also it's a dark retelling, so we're gonna get a lot of more dark stuff. It is an adult fantasy. There might be, you know, some graphic violence and things like that in here, but it has to do with fairies, of course. But I will read you the synopsis in case this sounds like something that you will enjoy. I haven't seen much about this on social media, but I was talking to my friends at Barnes & Noble who know me very well, and they said that this is an amazing book, so Let's see. Once upon a time, there was a wicked fairy who, in an act of vengeance, cursed a line of princesses to die. A curse that could only be broken by true love's kiss. You've heard this before, haven't you? The handsome prince, the happily ever after? Utter nonsense. Let me tell you, no one in Briar actually cares about what happens to its princesses. Not the way they care about their jewels and elaborate parties and charm-granting elixirs. I thought I didn't care either until I met her. Princess Aurora, the last heir to Briar's throne. Kind, gracious, the future queen her realm needs. One who isn't bothered that I am Alice, the dark grace, abhorred and feared for the mysterious dark magic that runs in my veins. Humiliated and shamed by the same nobles who pay me to bottle hexes and then brand me a monster. Aurora says I should be proud of my gifts, that she cares for me, even though a power like mine was responsible for her curse. But with less than a year until that curse will kill her, any future I might see with Aurora is swiftly disintegrating, and she can't stand to kiss yet another insipid prince. I want to help her. If my power began her curse, perhaps it's what can lift it. Perhaps together we could forge a new world. Nonsense again, because we all know how this story ends, don't we? Aurora is the beautiful princess, and I am the villain. Amazing! I cannot wait to read this book. You can just tell the narrator is going to be a new favorite for me. Okay, so the next book that I picked up is The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon. I've had trouble for years pronouncing her last name. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. But I heard this is a very spooky tale about like a lake and people drown, and I don't really want to know too much going into it, but I know a lot of people had to sleep with the lights on after reading this book, so that sounds right up my alley. I can't wait to read the spookiness. I really love The Winter People and The Invited, so this will be my third book by this author, and it sounds super spooky, and I love that. Another book I picked up is The Red Garden by Alice Hoffman. This is a collection of short stories that take place in this small town in Massachusetts. It's magical, it's lovely, it has a lot of angst and heartbreak and contemporary things along with magic, and I just love everything that Alice Hoffman puts out there. So I had to pick this up, and I can't wait to read that this spring because it just sounds like a great book to get you kind of in the spring spirit, and of course I love New England, so can't go wrong with that. The next book I picked up is The Binding, which I really should have taken like some of these stickers off these books before, but I was just so excited to do this book haul today for you guys that I didn't even care what these books look like. The Binding by Bridget Collins. This is kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like Strange the Dreamer meets Starless Sea a little bit. I don't know. I from the synopsis, that's what it kind of reminds me of. It's a book binder, and he binds books, and there's magic, and I don't really know, but I heard good things. I heard good things about this book. Not a lot of people talk about it. It is an adult literary fiction, fantasy combination. It's been on my TBR for a while. I must have seen some type of advertisement on NetGalley or something for it because it's been on my radar for a while. I just never picked it up. So here it is. And yeah, I'm gonna get to it at some point. It's not high up on my TBR, but it was the buy one get one 50% off, so I got the Bone Shard Daughter and this one because, you know, a deal's a deal. You gotta get a deal. Can't not, you know, get the deal. But then I went back to the store a couple days later, and there was a lot more thrillers that had the sticker on it, and I kind of wish that I saw those because I probably would have picked up one of those, but I could always go back and get more, right? Right. Next book I picked up is a new release, and that is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. Last year I read The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry and absolutely loved it. I love the way she writes horror. It is brutal, it is gruesome, and it's written like a folklore fairy tale. It's just beautifully written. So this book is another one of her horror books. It's not a fairy tale retelling like Alice and I want to say like The Lost Boys and things like that she's written in the past. This one is a woman trapped on a mountain attempts to survive more than one kind of monster in a dread-inducing horror novel from the national best-selling author Christina Henry. Maddie can't Maddie can't remember a time before she and William lived alone on a mountain together. She must never make him upset, but when Maddie discovers the mutilated body of a fox in the woods, she realizes they're not alone after all. There's something in the woods that wasn't there before, something that makes strange cries in the night, something with sharp teeth and claws. When three strangers appear on the mountaintop looking for the creature in the woods, Maddie knows their presence will anger William. Terrible things happen when William is angry. Yikes. So not only does she have a monster living in her house, she's got some type of creature thing living on the outside of her house. So sounds like she's kind of in danger, but super creepy. I love her books, and yeah, gonna read this soon. Next book I picked up was Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. I couldn't pass this up. I love the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I love the Darkling. I love this series. I know I'm just complete trash for this series. I love it. It's not the greatest, but I just love it. So this is the second book in the duology, the King of Scars duology that follows Nikolai. Slight spoilers, guys. Sorry if you haven't read Shadow and Bone. But this is the second book, and I slightly remember how it left off. It's been a while since I read King of Scars, because I read it once it came out. So, and in like a day. Look how gorgeous this is. But I can't really tell you much about it at all, really, because this is a spin-off of like Shadow and Bone, and if I tell you too much about yeah, I'm not telling you guys anything. But anyway, this is just a tie-in series for like the Six of Crows duology and also Shadow and Bone. So I suggest reading Shadow and Bone, read Six of Crows, and then get into King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. So it's a lot of books to read, guys. Then next I picked up this gorgeous book, The Firekeepers Daughter, and this is by Angeline Booley. Oh my goodness, this cover, guys, it is gorgeous. Sorry for the glare. It is so pretty, and it's I want to say this is a mystery thriller, young adult style, which I normally don't gravitate towards but the subject matter really speaks to me, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. Our main character is from the I'm gonna butcher this, and I'm really upset about it. Ojibwe. Please, guys, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know the correct pronunciation on this. Don't kill me for it, because I'm really trying to pronounce it. I'm very bad at pronouncing words that I don't know. But she's from an Indian reservation, and she witnesses a murder, and the FBI or the cops help her, have her get involved in the investigation, and it has to do with drugs and all kinds of terrible things. So I'm really interested to see where this book goes and where it takes me. Also, I love Indigenous people's folklore and their culture. I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and I just love everything about their culture, basically. So I can't wait to read a little bit more and educate myself a little bit more on the things that they've been through culturally, socially, and things like that. Then the next book I have here is Jade City by Fonda Lee. This series sounds so good. It is about the stone jade, which you guys know I sell crystals in my crystal shop. I love crystals. I think that is so cool. So this is a fantasy series based around that stone, and it gives people powers or something like that, but it kind of sounds a little bit like Mortal Kombat meets The Sopranos in a way. I don't know if that sounds so far off, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it does sound like that. And I heard it's gonna be a couple books of the series. So this is the first book in the series. It takes place in Hong Kong. I love books that take place in Hong Kong. So this is high up on my TBR. I'm hoping to add it to my maybe TBR. And I have a week off of work. I'm going on vacation, so I'm hoping to take this big boy with me there. Then next I have a couple classics here to share with you guys. I have here The Count of Monte Cristo, not the butter. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is by Andre Dumas, right? Yes, Alexandre Dumas. a couple of my friends have read this recently. Well, Carol read this recently. This was like her Mount Everest. And I saw Cody at Cody's Book Corner read this recently. So now I'm like, I need to attack this at some point this year. So I picked this up. I love these softbound editions. I feel like I'm holding like an ancient book. So I have a lot of classics in these editions. And I just thought this was so cool with the masks on it. Really interesting book. And yeah, this is just like a high fantasy series about, I think he's like a prisoner or something, and he's seeking revenge on the people that put him there or something. I don't really know, but it's an epic fantasy tale. It's a classic, and it's very large, so we shall see. If you read this before, let me know your thoughts. I am curious and also really scared to start this book. Then next I have this beautiful Barnes & Noble like classic edition of The Secret Garden, which is one of my favorite classics of all time. Total cottagecore vibes with this book. It makes me want to dress like Darling Desi every single day and live a Victorian lifestyle when I see books like this. And just like live in the English countryside and slip away from humanity. This is absolutely beautiful, and I will probably pick up this book and read it like soon because it's spring and I love revisiting this story during spring. And then another classic I picked up was The Wind in the Willows, which is one of my favorite classic tales from when I was a child. And not for nothing, this, look at the reflection. It's so pretty. This Barnes & Noble edition is so gorgeous. Like, you can't beat it. For $10, you can't beat it. I'm obsessed. Look at this. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I cannot wait to get to those books. I'm really, really excited for all of them. Right now I have a few Oracle decks to share with you. First one I have here is the Crystal Spirit deck, and this is from Colette Baron Reed, which there's a lot of speculation about that woman, that she's not really the most honest, but I really love this deck. Like, it's so pretty. So if you don't mind the author being a shithead, definitely check this out. So it comes with a very large book. So she has written a lot. She has a lot of knowledge about crystals, and I'll give her that. Like, she's very good. She's very knowledgeable. She may have lied about being a medium at some point, but that's none of my business. But I do enjoy her products. So this is the Crystal Spirits, and if you look closely, you could see faces in the crystals. So that just made it so like intriguing for me. I feel like there's just so much emotion in these cards, and you can kind of tell by the emotions on the face what the cards mean. Also, this really helps you to like figure out like crystals and like learn about them and which one is good for what and their healing purposes and things like that. So I really love this deck, especially for beginners that are wanting to learn about using crystals and healing from crystals and things like that. It's a great deck to learn. And I have to say, it's pretty spot on for like, I use it as my daily card draw, and it's very spot on. So let's see what card we get for us. Oh, one just popped out. And we got Orange Sapphire, which I was just showing you guys. So this was the first card I showed you guys, and this is the card that popped out of the deck. So there is a reason for this card. So let's read its meaning really quick. So the meaning for this card is joy and sensuality, respecting your body and body love, which is such a great message. We all should appreciate our bodies and ourselves for who we are. Just as healing crystals are of the earth, yet separate from it, we are part of Gaia, and the same water, minerals, and crystals are found within us as well as within the earth. Sometimes we can feel completely in our heads and out of touch with our bodies, but Orange Sapphire Spirit is here to remind us that our bodies will serve us throughout our lifetime. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a new Oracle deck, something to like add to your collection, this is a really, really beautiful deck. I will say that. I love it. And then next I have here Oracle of the Hidden Worlds by Lucy Cavendish, who I adore. I love Lucy Cavendish. She has a podcast called The Witchcast that I listen to every week. She just uplifts my spirit. She is a beautiful human being. She lives in Australia, which is one of my favorite places in the world that I've never visited, but I know I will love it when I go, and it's on my bucket list. I want to go to Australia. But she comes out with these beautiful and uplifting oracle decks. I have her Alice in Wonderland one as well, which is like a shadow deck. She just really knows her stuff, and she is a great person and very knowledgeable. I learned a lot from her. So check out her podcast if you're looking for a witchy podcast to kind of learn a little bit more about, you know, witchcraft and what it entails. And it's not as complicated as everybody thinks. It's not all the, you know, smoke and mirrors that you see on TikTok all the time either. It's definitely a lifestyle, and a lot of what you see on social media is not what it really is either. And then I have here, which I'm not sure if I hauled this for you guys. I may have, but I've been really loving this too. I've been working with this deck. This is the Green Witch Oracle. I like the Rockport. This is published by Rockport. I like their card stock. It's kind of like slippery, but like they don't really get stuck together. They're very durable. You can bend them. Like they can get wet and things are okay. So I just like these because it's just like herbs and fruits and vegetables. Just like really super earthy oracle cards. So they go great with doing a tarot spread for yourself. And then you can learn a lot about like herbs and what they're used for, things like that. I believe each card has like a spell that you can do. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Super cool. Highly suggest it. I have some bookmarks that I recently got, which are a little horrifying per se, but it's like halfway to Halloween right now, guys, right? So here is from A Stranger Dream. I always order bookmarks from her because I just love her shop so much. So this is like a Halloween one. And then I got here Trick or Treat Guy because he is my favorite. Let's take him out. So on one side, I love these paper doll bookmarks. They are the coolest things. And then look at him, he's so cute. So cute. Okay, I need a baby. And then I have Sabrina here, which I don't know if she has a different face on the other side. Let's see. So I will link A Stranger Dream's shop at the bottom of this video, but I don't think, let's see if it'll focus. There we go. Really cool. I think she's kind of like on a break right now because she did start a new job, so she's kind of emptying out her shop right now. There are a lot of things on sale, so if you're interested. And then this one I thought was cool. It's just roses, or roses. It's like flowers with like a skull hand. So really pretty for spring, you know. Still got to be spooky in the springtime, right? Okay, so that is it for this really long book haul. I am so sorry this video is very long, guys. I am filming this on National Book Day, so happy National Book Day, guys. I felt like filming a haul today because it is a great day to read your books, enjoy your books, go buy books, support your local bookstore, support your local indie shops online, however you want. It's a special day for us book lovers, and we should be enjoying it by doing things like that. So if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this from me, please just make sure you like and subscribe down below, and follow all my links in my down bar, description bar, whatever you want to call it, for all my book club information. For the Heart and 24 book club, there's information. For the Sacks of Strange book club, there's information, and links to all my social media is down below. But on that note, guys, that is all I have for you today. And if you have any questions for me, please just leave them in the comments. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.